Hi everybody, this is Roxy, and a few of you asked if I could do a tutorial on how I glue my paper onto my comp books and how I bind them. So I've already cut out the paper I need just so that you don't have to sit and watch that. So all you want to do is measure the height and, well, the height, which was 4 7/8, and the width. I like to keep this binding free because then you can either cover it or you can leave it as is. I kind of tend to leave them as is because washi tape is, you'd have to glue the washi tape on because I have not had a ton of luck with that. But I don't mind the black binding on a lot of it. This might be a different story, but I don't know. I think to me, it's fine. And then for the inside page, you don't want to go way up to here because it's going to just get crinkled up the whole time every time you open it. Same with the pages. You don't want to go down to there because that's just not going to hold. And same with these. You can't go around the binding because it's just going to get all goofed up, the paper will. That's why I just do the cover. And like I said, and then just go about to here on the, and then you can always add washi tape just to kind of distract. So it's easy peasy. This is what I do. I just use my little Mod Podge. And it might be a lot. I think it is a lot. I just keep my brush when I'm working on these off and on for a while. I keep my brush in a little Ziploc. So you just put the Mod Podge on. Yeah, this is way too much. Just go up to that. Binding that over. I'm going to have to get rid of some of this. Overzealous with the glue. Just want a thin layer. There. So then you can spread it out. Make sure you get every single little spot. And I'm going to still get a little bit of this off. Just onto the brush. Okay. There's that. And then for the paper, I saw this on Mark Montano. He sprays both sides of the paper and then he Mod Podges the paper. But I found that I like to take the easy way. I found that it works just as well if you just do one spritz on the paper. And normally I would hold this like down this extent of my arm. But for this, I'm just gonna, and this is a little bottle I have. And you just want to kind of let the water hit the paper. So see, it's curling a little bit. It's just a little bit damp. And then you bring it down to the corner. Line it all up. And I did cut these a titch over. Look at that. It's perfect. It's just the best little way to do this because I have had, and then if you want, you can move it down to get it so that it's on the thing. There. I have had trouble with Mod Podging without that. It just gets, you can get a lot more bubbles, and that little spritz of water really helps it stay down. There you go. And then you can just let that dry. So we'll just do the other one. put the cover back on here. This little bottle, it's been clogged. That's why I kind of spooched too much out. Because it gets like snaggy in there and it's really gross. And I think it's, I don't know, it's not old, this my little bottle, so I don't know why, but I dumped it all out and put my own supply of Mod Podge in it. You know what I think is funny? When people say Mod Podge, which I totally get it. And then people in the comments go, it's Mod Podge. It's kind of like you can just tell it just drives them nuts. All right, so here's the back. And I'm going to put the little girls up. So again, I'm just going to spritz it. And you can see how that spray comes out. It's real misty like. I feel like I need a little more here. And then it curls up. If it curls up, you know you're good. But look at how nice that is. It's perfect. Easy peasy. Makes it so much easier. But yeah, I added a little bit up here on the width of it because sometimes this might not always be perfectly straight, and then I can come back in with my scissors. So I'll just do these. So you can see. And kind of just get up to that. And this cover will soak up some of this glue, so that's a good thing because that'll get a nice... Oh, I have a tip. Don't buy the composition books at Office Max. They're so flimsy and bad. I brought some of these to Office Max because I have some that I bought at Bloomingdale's. Sad, so sad. When they shut down out here at the mall. And they had used them for some kind of display, you know, like a back to school display. So I bought a bunch of them when they closed. I think they closed 6 years ago. I don't know how many years ago. Time flies when you're having fun. And then I'm going to start over here. Like that. So I brought a couple of those, the last ones I've have. And then I brought a couple Dollar Tree books. And some other ones. I had like 5 big comp books to cut in half. And then some of the smaller composition books from Dollar Tree, those plastic ones. And the lady, she screws up the order every single time, no matter what I've had done. I've had some printing done. I had her print one thing, and she couldn't understand. I wanted it to bleed. So I said, print it on 11 by 17. It's 8.5 by 11. But I said, I want to bleed, so let it bleed. Well, she couldn't figure out what that was. And I got all the way home, and it's like, she didn't do it. Because she's like, oh, I get it. Okay. Well, she didn't. Anyways, yesterday, she cut I had one book from Bloomingdale's, not 2. The one book I brought from Bloomingdale's, she cut wrong. So like one of the books is about this wide, and the other one, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So she said, well, and I had to come back because she was so busy. She said, well, we've got the same books here. It was Mead brand. We got the same books here. I'll just replace it with one of ours, no problem. I'm like, okay. So I get home, I go pick the order back up, get home. I don't know if I brought it up. I'll just have to show you. It's the flimsiest comp book I've ever seen. It's flimsier than Dollar Tree. It if you hold it up, it bends. And I was so mad. even when I grabbed it, she said, oh, I put that other one in there. And I said, okay. And then I looked in the bag and I didn't see my Bloomingdale's one that she screwed up. So I went back and I said, can I get my book though that that was cut wrong? And she goes, oh yeah, no problem. It's like, goofy. So anyways, I got a cheesy, really flimsy book from Office Max, so don't get them there. I don't even know how much they charge, but whatever it is, it's too much. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out. Oops, I forgot to spray it. I do this all the time. And I'm talking. Why didn't you tell me? Too bad we don't have George Jetson videos where you could tell me. Ding dong. Yeah, I am talking about some lady that can't do anything right. It was me. No, I'm just kidding. There, so that's that. Oh, there. And these are then you just set them to dry. Easy peasy. All right, and then I think I'm going to let it dry just a little bit because I don't want to punch into the paper when it's a little damp. So, okay, now I'm going to round the corners. Whoa! Sorry about that. This is quality filming at its best. And that is just using a corner chomper. And the corner on these are between 1/4 and 1/2 inch. And I have 1/4 and 1/2 inch, so I just do the 1/4 because the 1/2 inch is too big. So I'm just going to round that one. And then round this one. And that's got the board, so it's a little harder. And then round this one. And this one. And then I go in and round all these, which is somewhat tricky, but not too much. So I just take a little chunk, not too much. The corner chomper can handle a lot, but I kind of want to be able to maneuver it better. There. Just do a little bit at a time. And kind of bend them, but then book them. Book them, Nano. And book them means to, get them straight. In case you hadn't heard that before. So I'll finish that. All right, so now we want to put our little hole in. And, you can be really anal and measure it, and I'm not that anal. But I can do that for you. And you want it in about, what is that, an inch? Yeah, about an inch or so. Mostly for aesthetics, but because you could put it right up to here and it'll still capture it. But also, if this gets really fat, I think it just will hold and look nicer. So what's 1/2 of 2 or 5? See, this is where I don't like doing. Oh, and then I gotta come in a little bit because I don't have my I have my Crop-A-Dile, not my Big Bite. And the Big Bite, you can go in as far as you want. The Crop-A-Dile, you can only go in this far to make your hole. So it depends on your hole tool. All right, so I'm just going in there, find that, and punch it. If you don't have this tool, get it. If you want to make these books, I think you're going to be better off. You always could make a little hole with the owl, but you're going to be it's going to be a hard job trying to get an eyelet in there. And it doesn't have to have an eyelet. The eyelet's just going to protect everything from wear and tear. And I just have these little ones handy. They'll do just fine. The other ones I had the bigger decorative wear memory keeper ones. Then you put this thing on A2 and you put that part in the hole. See? And then this part is gonna spread the back of it. It's gonna spread this part open and, you know, push it against that. You gotta keep it in there. I'm kind of doing this by feels. There. Perfect. Eyelet. Then we're going to do white, I think, on here. Although black might be kind of striking. But I think for a girl, that way I have more option with that. If I want to cover it or not. So I do about, I don't know what this is. What is this? Let me measure how much I do. About like that. Like 1.5 times the book. Okay? Because you want enough to tie, and you don't want it to be really loose when you wrap it around. And this, both my black and white is 2 millimeter. You can get lighter weight, but that's what I use. And this is I got this on Amazon. It's from Doris. It's 72 yards, and it was like $8 or $9. You know, I have Amazon Prime, so it was free shipping. So then you want to get these babies in there. That's the trick. Okay. And then pull them. Okay, so this is how I do it. I pull them and like that. And I hold that tight so that I can kind of wrap this around. And it's hard to do when I'm got one arm through a tripod, and there. I wrap that around, and then I pull these just so they're not loose. Okay. Then I hold those like that, undo that, keep my finger on that thing, open it up, and then rest this down and push on it. Like put weight on it so it's not gonna pull when I do this little knot. And I do kind of a grab it, just to hold on to it, and then kind of tighten this knot. Okay. The next knot you're gonna tighten a lot. All right. So then I do the Dawn Dalrymple. She made this card for me. This is like the biggest lifesaver in my life. She went through and all the eyelets you could have, and what are these things, caplets or grommets, and did this chart for this and for the Big Bite. Like certain ones, like this has Big Bite only. These are Big Bite only. I think because they have bigger pushy things. So anyway, she came up with this idea too from some book. I don't remember. I think it was for a tag she made. And then she did this on the back. But she used just a regular safety pin. But I thought it was genius. Because the tag she did, she just put, how did she do it? She put something through a grommet or an eyelet and used this technique, and then on the top she tied it, and as like the stamen of a flower. I still have it. I should dig it out. But it was like genius because that would never come out. So I thought, well, why not use it for this thing? And you want to get it under that. Oops. I just pulled that now. There. Better double check this because you got talking and yanking and yeah, that's still good. All right, so you want to just get that. Where'd it go? And where did I go? Oh, crap. Where'd that thing go? Probably down my sleeve. All right, so we get another one out. I think somebody took it. Little ghost. Okay, so you keep your knot up there. And then this is where you want to tie it really tight. And with that other knot there, you can do that without pulling this. But once this is tied really tight, it's not going to come out because it's elastic. There. And this just gets flattened. And it's a little bulky, but trust me, it works. There. And then that's just enough to hold it. And it can get fatter and fatter and stretch. So there's how to do that. I hope that helps. And if you have any more questions, like you could go back and decoupage the top of this now, but I would let it dry for about a day because I can still feel that it's a little bit damp still, and you don't want to ruin it all once you get this done. But if you did that, I would have, of course, decoupage before the eyelet. So I will work on all these and show you when they're done. Thanks for watching.